When you set up your school, the government, did they help you or did they hinder you?
You would consider the government to be a help if they don't come in your way. If they do nothing, it's a help.
Oh my God. Welcome to Building Blocks. I'm here with Arghya Banerjee, founder of Levelfield School in Surrey, West Bengal.
Shuri,
West Bengal. So you guys are 200 kilometers away from Calcutta.
From Calcutta, yeah.
And you've got a completely revolutionary school where there's no subjects, there's no tests. You spend half an hour a day on Twitter.
Yes, yes.
Brave. All right. I'll give you all right. So you've said that in a recent tweet, you said that Indian education overappreciates measurable stats like marks and underappreciates subjective traits like integrity and networking, stuff like that.
Yeah.
How do you get past that roadblock, considering that once you finish school, you've got to go to college or get a job, and once you apply for anything, people want to know the measurable stats. They don't want to know how honest you think you are.
But if you are not honest, finally, we often see newspaper report of some IITian who has got, who has stolen code from one Bangalore company and sold it to another Bangalore company and now ended up in jail. So now, whole of your life you have done measurable things. You have measured your rank, you measured your marks, and you have finally got to a job which pays you, 20-30 lakhs per year, and then you have thrown it all away because you haven't done very well on some of the immeasurables. Yeah. So it's important to do well on those as well.
All right. It's fair. Yeah, fair enough. So let's see what you got. Where are you going next?
It's becoming quite unstable, right?
Yeah, it's already fast. All right, easy one. Let's go back. This is probably my favorite question in the green section. Levelfield says you can learn a lot from movies, and sometimes you show movies to the kids and say, "Watch this." Whether it can be a Hollywood movie, Bollywood movie, trashy movie, whatever it is, you learn from it. So tomorrow morning, your daughter comes to you and says, "I've been up on Netflix all night because I wanted to learn." What's your reaction?
I would totally appreciate it. See, in our school, children from class 6, 7, 8, those classes particularly, they spend almost 2 hours a day watching movies in the school. Okay. And those movie watchings are not passive activities. Teacher will frequently pause the movie, ask some questions, explain some viewpoints. So we see movies like The Pianist, which probably helps you understand the plight of the Jews, during the Second World War. We recently watched Talwar. Rather than just reading current affairs from the newspapers, it gives you a far more nuanced viewpoint, comprehensive viewpoint of what happened.
Hi, what have you got for me now? Hard and easy. Oh,
this was easiest to take out, but I think.
So you put it the other way. So, in the last 10 years, or last 8 years technically, you've been running Levelfield, and it's a completely out there school. It's nothing like anything else that's come before. But is this just a one-off project, or is this something that we should be trying to do to every school in India?
We should be, but for that a lot of mindsets need to change, and the first mindset that needs to change is the regulatory mindset. So our regulations now do not welcome successful people from all walks of life into education. They say that to be a principal in a school you need a BA degree. You need 8 years of school administration experience. But as opposed to that, if let's say corporate CEO wants to come and teach in a school or wants to lead a school, I'm sure he will be a much more effective school leader. Right. But we must welcome such people to run schools, and if that happens, then only such a model will be scalable. Because I run my school in a very hands-on way. I'm there every day, 24 hours, and that's the way the school becomes that good. So it's not scalable in that sense, really. Right. I mean, if there are people like me in every school, then it will be scalable.
Oh, going hard again. When you set up your school, the government, did they help you or did they hinder you?
You would consider the government to be a help if they don't come in your way. If they do nothing, it's a help.
Oh my God.
So, because generally to set up a school in India, as opposed to any other business, let's say, to set up a school, you need lots of permissions. You need permissions related to land, you need permissions related to fire, transport, water. Everything has to be certified by the government, and each of these certifications, I mean, as we all know, takes a lot of time and effort. Right. And you would be thinking, at some point you were thinking that, should I really be developing materials for the students or teaching in the classes, or should I be chasing the government officials to do that? So this will work. Right?
Oh, still alive.
Yeah.
All right. Going back to your Twitter account, another tweet said that colleges worldwide, even not just in India, teach a lot of irrelevant stuff. A lot of subjects that don't need to be taught. Especially going back to calculus, right? 99.5% of people just don't use it. So if tomorrow your daughter comes to you and says, I've studied for all this, I've gone into Oxford and Harvard and all these great colleges, but I don't want to go to college. I want to go and work as a blacksmith. What do you say then?
I have been actually trying to persuade my daughter a lot. I mean, she just gave the SAT exam, and got a fantastic score, 1570, which will probably get her into any of the top 5 colleges in the world. But I am trying to persuade her a lot to stay with me and help me run the school.
So I should be interviewing your daughter with these questions.
Work, right?
What? Just about. All right. Going back to your young days, top 10, top 12th. You went to IIT and then you went to IIM.
Yeah.
But I'm not here to, praise you. I'm here to ask you, which one's better, IIT or IIM?
Surely IIM.
Really?
Yeah.
Not even a discussion?
Not even a discussion, because actually, you have done a lot of research on me, so you may have seen that I have written a lot of articles criticizing our society's craze for engineering, and also faulting the IITs not to counter that craze, or not living up to their reputation of being a great institute when they're taking the best of the talents from all over India, and after that not doing enough to that talent.
Well, going hard.
Yeah, this works.
Your story article about you, I'm not sure if you wrote it or it was just about Levelfield, came out a few months ago. Says that you get, for every seat that you have, you get around 4 applicants. So you've got to, choose between people. And the way you choose is to see how involved the family is, how involved the parents are. Do they talk to their kids? What do they talk to their kids about? X, Y, Z. I got asked, the whole idea of setting up in a tier 3 town, of talking to kids who maybe, don't have a massively rich lifestyle come from, is that they have those disadvantages. They don't always have family around. So isn't it kind of a contradiction to say we want to help the kids who are being left behind the government, but also we only want to help the kids who have a good family life and who have, families who have the time to come and help them out?
Actually, see, no matter how poor you are, no matter how less you earn, you can still spend a lot of time with your kid, right? I mean, it's not
if you're a farmer, you got to work all day. I mean, sometimes you want to come back
but
and
you can take your kid there and show the kid that what you are doing and explain the stuff. It doesn't always have to be a kid time. It can be explaining the stuff that you do. A lot of let's say you are taking a holiday together, or you're going from place A to place B. You explain to the kid, okay, we are going to go by a bus today. The fare is this much, and this is what it means, and these are the government buses, these are the private. Explain. Adults know a lot about the world, which they can talk to their kids, right?
Okay, so just simple stuff, not like some great.
No. We are not talking about training the kids or teaching the kids. We are talking about spending time, so they're not left alone.
What have you got? A green one?
Green
all right.
one. Yeah.
Let's do green.
So what happens when it topples?
That's it. We're done. Alright, so easy question.
Yeah.
So let's say I'm a big shot investor, I've got $1 billion to waste. I come to you, I want to start another school, and I'll fund it all the way. I'll even talk to the government, I'll deal with the government. You don't need to do that. Do you start another Levelfield School, or do you start a college?
Good question. I would start a liberal arts college.
Okay.
Because India really suffers from a lack of, there's a huge craze about engineering, so we have these IITs, but let's say, and all the supposedly good students, they're all racing to go to the IITs and other engineering colleges. But if you are, let's say, a good student and you want to study history or English literature, what's your option?
Yeah.
You don't have a world-class university in India, though some universities like Ashoka University are coming up. But that's a big vacuum in India.
Ooh, all right. Since you seem to hate traditional subjects so much, What was your least favorite subject in school?
I loved all subjects actually. But, yeah, now looking back, I think the sciences have been the least useful in life.
I love that you went to IIT and you're just shitting all of engineering and science.
Yeah, they have been least useful. I was good at it,
Yeah.
but they have been least useful. I love history and economics the most. You know, looking back.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, I'm happy with that. I'm a history graduate.
I have to.
Yeah, you got to. So you're very good at this for someone who says he's never played before.
I'm good at things which I do for the first time. Yeah.
Ah. What do we do in this country or the planet to change our education system? You can say we need to have open minds, we need to have less regulations, whatever. But what is the first step today?
Yeah.
What do
I mean, the very simple
all of us do?
The very simple thing is to change the exam system, because Indians are obsessed with exams. So if we change the exam system, it changes everything. So instead of having the memory-based, rote learning-based board exam system that we have now, if we have some sort of a standardized test, which tests for your reading skills and your
You mean like the SATs?
the SATs. We have our own CAT, which was very nice, but a lower version of that for junior
Younger
kids.
kids.
Yeah, younger kids.
I mean, but
So-
those standardized tests have also hit a lot of brick walls in America and Europe where they use a lot more. So they come to the same idea of you get stuck on the marks for that.
They're having a much higher level of debate. We are stuck at a far lower level. They are thinking whether the standardized tests are being gamed by the coaching centers. That's a high level of debate. We are not even teaching kids to read. Right, so that's the first. Before gaming the system, we need to even we need to have a system. Right?
All right. Oh man. Okay. I have a feeling this is gonna fall.
There's a bit of wind as well.
Yeah. We need to stop doing this outdoors. Oh.
Yeah.